Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Back at it again with another live stream here. Um, and yeah, today I'm just gonna be going over this new fast open source text to speech engine that got released yesterday by the creator of Style TTS. So, the creator of Style TTS 2 released his latest I guess research yesterday, and it's open sourced, and I was able to try it out yesterday. um, and it's pretty good. It's very fast, very good. Reminds me of F5 TTS because it's kind of based off of F5 TTS, and yeah, just gonna be finishing some stuff up for one of the for the fork that I have, and then I'll be going over the engine itself. Um, so, if you're curious as to what it is, it's this DMO speech 2 repository. And I think he had done this research for like what Adobe, I think almost a year back, but needed to make some enhancements on it in order to release it open sourced. So I think that's exactly what he did here. And here we go. We can now kind of see the fruits of his labors, and we very much appreciate it. So um, I'll show how to set this up in a little bit, but as for now, I'm gonna finish some things up to push to my fork of this repository, and yeah. So give me one moment. I'm about to just do a little coughing. So yeah, just gonna be working on some stuff, and then I'll go over the text-to-speech engine itself. So right. Most likely. So yeah, just adding some updates to the README. Most likely will not be active on the repo for updates, etc. If things break. That's pretty much all I wanted to add there. It's prerequisites. UV Ash. Is it Astral? UV installed on your computer. I think that's pretty much it, and then we'll just say an NVIDIA graphics card, highly recommended. Right, and so all we need to do is name this installation. Do okay. Clone the repo. And I have my branch of the repo here. GitHub.com/Micah. Ready. Clone. CD. Install or setup with UV sync. Okay, I think that should be set up env with UV sync. Should pretty much hit. We can test it out by running okay. Oh. Be downloaded before inference. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over to the inference section. What's up, Ahmed Kamis? When will I be uploading the real-time voice changer service? Well, the real-time voice changers are already uploaded on the GitHub repositories, so if you wanted to get those set up, you could very much do that. I probably won't be making it a like the one that I modified, which is Seed VC. I probably won't be making it super user-friendly or anything like that. Just kind of the source code of what I did in order to enable one of the models on there will be uploaded, just because it's a lot of work to maintain some of those things. As for like the other repositories, like the W Okada voice changer interface, that's already up there because that's maintained by another guy, and then the RVC one is there too. So I do plan on making an updated video on the voice changers, so stay tuned for that. But I'll be covering the W Okada voice changer for that one because that one has changed quite a bit. So hopefully that answers your question. Alright, inference, download checkpoints, create a new checkpoints folder in the root if there isn't one. Can also what is with the coloring here? Dash. Right. And the following command lines. Yeah, bash. There we go. Yeah, I don't need those. Alright. You can also run the following command lines, get those in there, and then test out inference with. Now, can I put bash in there? Nah, okay. Okay. I think those are all of the updates that I need. Alrighty. Disappointing time. I just finished my coffee, so. Okay. So this should be all done. I'll be showing you guys how the model sounds in a little bit, so probably like 5 minutes. So let me just get everything pushed up to the GitHub repository, and yeah. So git add readme, git add readme, git commit, update readme for setup, and git push. Okay, so have this pushed up into the GitHub repository. We can refresh the page here and see that we got this. So, okay, so given that you want to get this set up, I'll go ahead and show how you could do that. So, or should I do that in a YouTube video? Okay, I'm trying this new thing. I'm trying to record YouTube videos in a live stream to make kill two birds with one stone, basically. So what I'm gonna do here is go over how we can get this set up and how we can run inference on it, and all of that good stuff. So let me get this set up real quick. Okay, so alright, so to get this set up, you're gonna need something called UV on your computer. If you're unfamiliar with what UV is, it's gonna be in the prerequisites area here. You can go here and get the installation installed however you choose to be fit. Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. You can kind of just follow these instructions here to get UV set up. And then we'll pretty much be able to get this fully set up with just UV. UV is just a package manager. So now all we need to do is hop over into any terminal window. In this case, I already have the terminal window opened up inside of a like a folder that I want, which is this delete me folder. If you're curious on how you can open up a terminal window, then just go into any, let's say, file explorer, and you can just type in cmd and it'll pop open a new terminal window inside of that folder. So yeah, just go ahead and do that if you're following along. And then all we need to do here is git clone the repository. So, oh, I forgot to say that you also need git in order to run through the installation. Real quick, if you want to get git installed on your computer, just go to the git scsm page here, download for Windows or whatever device you have, get that installed on your computer, run through all the default options, and you should be good to go. So once you have that, we are just going to run through these few lines here. So git clone, and then we're going to command change directory into there. So git clone, enter, and then we just need to cd into DMO speech 2. And if you're wondering how I fill that in, I'm just doing the tab to fill it out on PowerShell, and then we're here. So once we have that, we just need to do UV sync, and we should be all good to go. Everything's going to get installed into here. And I just realized that the UV for Torch is going to be a little botched on Windows here, so I'll need to fix that. So let me fix that on stream here, but I'll cut this out of the video once I get to the video portion. Okay, so since I'm veering off of the installation video, I guess I might as well just talk to chat as well. Let's see. Thank you for tuning in, Horiki. Thank you for tuning in, Maximiliano. Appreciate it. I don't know why, but I really like UV, so I have the opposite opinion. UV's been very good to me, so very much blessed by that. So, okay. So, there is a additional thing that is needed for UV to work with Windows, so I need to add that into here real quick because it's not gonna work without that. So I don't exactly remember the formatting that I need to do, but I already have it in some of the repositories. So let's see, go to the Pi project toml. Hi friend, Batcher, thank you for tuning in. This is free, it's open source. The project just got released yesterday by the author. And so, yeah, it is pretty much free if that's what you're looking for. Okay. So I need to add these into my Pi project toml, and then I need to add this into my Pi project toml. Save. What else? Also think I need these here. Okay, so we've got all of the funky business we need here for Windows for Torch. Torch with UV is a pain in the butt to get working properly because it messes up a bunch of stuff. But I figured out the way to do it, which is these lines here. So yeah, let me just go ahead, get status, get add, Pi project, get status again, make sure I'm not pushing anything, get commit, update, Pi project.toml for Windows with UV, and get push. Okay, so should have that there, and then I'm just going to do a get pull, which should update my UV and then UV sync. Okay, so while that gets installed or downloaded, I guess I can continue reading chat. So let's see, UV has only been causing problems for me and bugs. Personally hate it, and the package manager to keep track of. Yeah, I would totally agree. If like you already have a system that works for you, I don't really see a reason to move off. For me, UV has been pretty good, pretty fantastic, just because I can move between environments. Like there are some weird quirks, like Torch messes up a bunch of stuff, and when you're trying to install packages that don't really don't have versions that match with others, you need to override them. So that's a little bit of an issue, but overall, once you figure out those things, I haven't run into any other big issues with it. I mean, I used to manage all of my environments with just venv, and that was a pain in the butt. And that would take me a lot of time. So yeah, very glad to have something like UV. I never used Conda because I used to run into Conda with VS Code, and I don't know, it just I just stopped. I just didn't use Conda, so that's one for me. I didn't really like Conda. Maximum developing a virtual human, like the Grok one, just for fun. Part of the TTS. I'm using Unreal Engine 5. Manager connected to Chatterbox with the API. I use a streaming endpoint. So you're trying to use it with Chatterbox to have a streaming engine. I don't know. Does Chatterbox have a streaming? Does it have a streaming portion, chunk by chunk? I don't think Chatterbox allows you to stream back chunk by chunk, so you're better off just generating the full piece of audio and then playing that back instead of trying to stream it. But I could be mistaken. There were some people working on it for increasing the speed. I think the guy named Robert, he does the TTS web UI, made it super fast. So if you're working on compile, would definitely do check that out. YTube Anon, what video card am I using? I have a 4090. So I got lucky to acquire my 4090 when all the GPUs were going down in price, and I was able to scoop one up, which was really nice. Excuse me. Enigus, the model was able to clone the voice very well. Yeah, I'd say DMO speech is actually pretty fantastic. Actually, you know what? While I wait for my freaking torch to download here, I can actually just give you guys a demo of DMO speech. So, like, we've got this Python script here that we can run, and so let me show you guys the source file. Where is this at? Examples, basic. So this is the source audio.
Some call me nature. Others call me Mother Nature.
So that is the reference audio, and we'll go ahead and play this for this is the sentence right here. So let's just say I already have one generated. This is the output.
Add this line to your .gitignore file. The trailing slash ensures it matches directories, and it will ignore all Zotsre Pycache Jonningsrain directories recursively throughout your project.
Alright, so there's that. I'm going to regenerate. So if you guys take a look at the terminal down here, like, it generates super fast. This is going to be sub 1 second. Regenerate. Yeah, 0.36 of a second, or 0.36 seconds in order to generate this. So about a third of a second to generate 13 seconds of audio, which is crazy. That is fantastic. So we can take a listen to this one more time.
Add this line to your .gitignore file. The trailing slash ensures it matches directories, and it will ignore all Pycache directories recursively throughout your project.
So there we have that. Now, there is one thing that I have to say about this repo, just briefly playing around with it, is the quality isn't, it's not state-of-the-art for quality and expressivity. But to me, I think it beats out Style TTS 2. So it's better than Style TTS 2 on a brief listening. It's just as fast, and it's about as good or better than F5 TTS. So it's got the crazy fast speed of F5 TTS, and it outputs better than F5 TTS, I think. So F5 TTS was never really, I'd say, the best in terms of quality, but it was also fast, and it sounded a little bit better than Style TTS. So I think that really, DMO speech covers like a lot of areas. Like, I think it'll replace Style TTS 2 and F5 TTS. And so this is a great addition to the open source area. I don't know how it will handle like laughter and stuff like that, because we need a data set to train it on. But I have some experiments I want to run on DMO speech too once the training code gets released, to see if we can get laughter induced into here. So, alright, it's been a little bit of me babbling. Let me see what you guys have been talking about inside of the chat. Yeah, improvement on F5 TTS, definitely. It's gonna be a great addition. They're bound to be not as authentic as 11 Labs. SpongeBob fan, I'm not too sure exactly what you mean by that. Not as authentic as 11 Labs. I would say maybe not as, the quality might not be as good as 11 Labs, but 11 Labs is a is a pretty big company, and they've been doing it for quite a while. So yeah. Oh, and I guess the Chatterbox does have a streaming repo, but it's bad and doesn't work well. Okay. Well, I stand corrected, but if it's bad and doesn't work well, then I'd say it's not that useful for your situation. So, yeah. Which voice cooker do I think has the most voice one-to-one clone? Well, I think the text-to-speech engine that's cooking the best voice clones is probably Chatterbox. I'd say Chatterbox is pretty good, but it all depends on the voice. Like, there's so many different voices out there that perform differently just based on how the data set, like the spread of the diversity of the data set. So yeah, it really depends. Like for like anime style voices, gaming and whatnot, GPT Sovitz is fantastic. I'd say is probably like the best, but for like just general purpose, I'd say Chatterbox has been very fantastic with it. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head. Yeah, Zonos was also pretty good. But there might be some other ones that I'm forgetting. Let me see what else I had. Yeah, pretty much those were it. But let's see what else. What's up, Pragmata? Thank you for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. Yeah, Rodrigo Vieira. Definitely, I'm also looking for the expression, the text-to-speech engines that have the most expression. I think that's going to be very important for audiobooks and all of that good stuff. So, yeah. Is Cursor still good, or should you try Claude Code? I'd say give it a try for both, but Claude Code has definitely been kind of OP. So, as someone who isn't I'm not like super crazy good at programming and all that stuff, but I have a strong idea on how I want to build things and the process on how I want to build things. So I'm able to describe how I want to build things with like Claude Code and then get it built done. But there are some weaknesses to Claude Code, definitely. So I also have this Gradio interface here for DMO Speech 2. It's a very quick Gradio interface. I'm not pushing this to the repository. I'll actually be releasing this for the members on my channel so they can try out this Python script for Gradio. But I was trying to have Claude Code build out for me a Gradio interface from scratch in one shot or a few shot, and it just like I didn't like how it was formatting it. It wasn't really the goal that I had in mind. I'd have to write like a paragraph to get it done. So for an application that I know how to build myself, it was just way faster for me just to manually program this than to ask Claude Code to do it. So for stuff like that, like if you know how to do something very well, then just doing it yourself is probably going to be better. But like if there are some things you don't know how to do, definitely the AI helps like tenfolds with that type of stuff. Yeah, I'll read a few more chats, and then I think my torch is finished downloading, so we'll continue with the installation video after that. Oh yeah, RSX Dal Robert was able to get it very fast, so yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, you could just get it going with that. You just need to do torch compile with full graph and CUDA graphs, and it should be able to do that. Yeah, I'd say 11 Labs has its own kind of style to it, but if you didn't know what the reference audio sounded like, the 11 Labs version 3, I think, sounds fantastic. So, oh, I did hear about Roo Code. Somebody told me about Roo Code. Like there are so many different like AI assistants or agents out there to help you with code. I haven't really been diving off or checking out things that aren't too mainstream. Like, it took me a while to get onto Cursor, so I got to Cursor. It took me a while to also try out Claude Code, but once it became mainstream, I did Claude Code. So, yeah, maybe I'll try OpenAI's once it comes out to see how that works. But yeah. Long time lurker, thank you for tuning in. Smooth Brain Crypto. On the cutting edge of TTS and was wondering if you have attempted to take AI vocal stem and try to create coherent vocal performance and better emotion. I think what you mean by that is if I've tried to like take like an AI voice and increase the quality of it and add more emotion to it. Adding more emotion to an audio file isn't something that's been solved yet, I don't think. So I'm still looking for stuff that can do that. But definitely, I've tried to increase the quality of the voice. So like you can increase the quality of the voice using other like certain upscaling repositories, like APBWE is one that you can do. You can increase the quality of lower like lower fidelity audio to something a little bit higher, so you could do that. But in terms of adding emotion to it, like if we're using speech-to-speech, most speech-to-speech engines like RVC, Sovitz, SeedVC, they simply just use the reference audio's timbre and pitch to kind of inference or change the source, and that doesn't really add emotion to it. So okay. Don't want to butcher your name, but I'll try. Ozgun Tulsun. I definitely, yeah. No, Style TTS is very solid. I think this has the, opportunity to kind of, let's see, like change, like Style TTS being the leading model for fast speech, but we'll see. The issue with this is that you need a teacher model, which is a F5 TTS model. So yeah, you need an F5 TTS model in order to train DMO speech too. All right, so let me turn on my air conditioning. It's getting hot in here. And okay, so I'm gonna continue with the video portion of this live stream that I will just be cutting out for the setup. So all right, so here we do. So here we have Torch. It's all installed on the computer. We now have it with CUDA 128, and that's what you need for Windows. So just had to do that, and then we can just try out a few things here. So let's hop over into the interface or the repository. So we just finished UV sync. We are gonna now need to get some of these checkpoints downloaded. So what you do is just go right click Hugging Face, go into this repo here, go into files and versions. Then you're gonna just download this file. So click on download file and then save it to the folder that you're working in. For me, that folder is oh, not this one. Is this delete me folder. So this is where we have DMO speech. What you need to do here is just right click new folder. So you guys can't see it because of how OBS is set up, but make a new folder, call it checkpoints. And then all you need to do is just save the files into this checkpoints folder, and you should be good to go. So there are two files you need to get, which is this model 1500 and the model 8500 or 85,000. So I'm actually just going to just copy those from my WSL2 environment into my Windows environment. So I have these two here. So we'll just copy those into here, and we should be good to go. But yeah, you guys will need to download them from the web, and that'll probably take a little bit of time. Alrighty. Okay, so these two are in there now, and we should be ready to actually use this. So let's hop back over into the terminal. So here we are in the terminal, and I'm going to type in clear, just CLS, just to clear the terminal window. And now all we need to do is just UV run generate underscore audio.py, and it'll generate, or it'll start the generation loop where we can start generating pieces of audio to listen to. Okay, so just give it a little bit of time to load the models. Then all you need to do is just click enter, and it'll start generating the audio. So here you know, just keep clicking enter, and you can see just how fast this model produces audio. It's crazy fast, like a quarter of a second. So of course I am on a 4090, so speeds may vary, but now let's go ahead and just minimize out of that and take a listen to it. So here is the file explorer, and I'm just going to go ahead and play the generated audio. So we'll take a listen to it.
Add this line to your .jitignore file. The trailing
I'm going to restart that.
Add this line to your .jitignore file. The trailing slash ensures it matches directories, and it will ignore all Pikashi directories recursively throughout your project.
So there you go. That is how it sounds. It sounds really good, in my opinion. Now, if you wanted to modify this generate audio.py, you very could, just to change how it outputs. So we can just open this up inside of some type of editor, and then edit some of the default values. So I'll show you that real quick. So here we are inside of VS Code or Cursor. If you want to adjust how it says text out, you're going to go, you'll just modify this line here, this text, so you can change whatever it says by, add whatever text you want here. So we could do that. And then for the reference audio, you would just give it a path to whatever audio file that you're going to be using. And then, of course, for the reference text, you need to transcribe that audio file for it. So, yeah, this is the basics of the generate audio Python script. Now, I am going to show you real quick. If you're a member of the channel, I'll be giving you guys the Gradio interface that I made for this. If you're not a member of the channel, you could probably just wait for a Gradio interface to be developed and released by either Fakery, Bakery, or TTS Web UI. They probably would release something like that. But for members, if you're a member, I'll show you how you can run the script, or I'll show you how you can get the Gradio interface up and going. So let's stop this script from running by just doing Control-C, and then we'll do CLS to clear it. So let me actually, give me a second, share. Okay, so yeah, if you're a member of the channel, I just posted a link to the DMO speech Gradio interface that we're gonna run here. So, actually, let me get that downloaded real quick. Gradio interface. So, if let's say, if you have the audio file, if you let's see, so let's say you have the audio file downloaded, what you can just do is uv run Gradio interface.py, and it's going to launch the Gradio interface on a local host. So localhost 7860. So once it's done loading that, we'll just hop on over into a browser, go into localhost 7860, and we'll wait for it to finish up. Oh, actually, before that, there is one thing that we need to do. So what it's saying is that there's no path voices. So all we need to do is just, we'll CLS, type in mkdir, mkdir, type in voices, and then we can relaunch that. So just click up on your keyboard until you get to uv run Gradio interface.py. Okay, and so here we go. Now we've got the URL running locally, and if I refresh this page here, you can see we've got a Gradio interface up and going where we can now demo DMO speech. So there is one thing, like if you didn't have the models downloaded, I do have this option to load the models with this with your Hugging Face token. But since we already have the models downloaded, we don't really need to enter in a Hugging Face token. Now, there is this voices available drop-down menu, so I'll show how you can set that up real quick. But what we need to do to get that is set up voices in a very specific way. So let's hop over into... Let me see. So to make it easier, I'm just gonna hop over into a VS Code window, so that I can kind of show you guys how to get this set up. So VS Code. Close that of that. Okay, so here we are inside of VS Code, and let's say what we're setting up right now are voices to clone. So you've got this voices folder here. I'm going to create a new file, and if you're on Windows File Explorer, you just right click, go to new, and then create a new text file. Sorry, let me go back. So you've got this voices folder here. We're just going to create a new folder inside of it. So if you're on Windows, just right click in the File Explorer, create a new folder, and we're going to call this whatever name we are going to use for voice cloning. So in this case, I'm going to use Alma Monster Hunter Wilds. So now inside of here, you want to create a text file with the name of the voice that you want to use. So call it something like alma.txt. And then what you need to do is upload or copy and paste the audio file you want to voice clone into the folder. So what I'm going to do is I already have one, so I'm just gonna copy and paste that into into here. So I've got this WAV file here, and then all I need to do is transcribe it. So the audio file says this.
A word hunter? I can't help feeling that there has to be some root cause for these continued inclemencies.
So all I would need to do is paste that into or transcribe it. Sorry. All I would need to do is transcribe that audio file, and then just save it. So we've got the text file, and then we've got the audio file, and then you would just do that for any other voice that you want to do, that you want to clone inside of there. So I'll go ahead and get another one up in here. So we've got this Farina voice here. So we got the text file, we got the WAV file, and then we don't need this one. So I'll delete that. So I've got two voices on a voice clone here. They're all set up, and we can now go ahead and run those inside of the interface. So here we are back inside of the Gradio interface. We can refresh the voices, and we can see we've got two voices we want to clone here. So we'll go ahead and just run it with the Alma voice first. So these are some of the settings that you can change inside of the inference area, the generation area. So we're going to leave it all at the default values. They're pretty good there. And then we just need to do load models. So that's going to finish up and say models loaded, generation is ready, and then we can just generate audio. And that's going to give us those blazing fast speeds that we saw earlier. So if we regenerate, it's going to be super fast. And so we could take a listen to that right here.
This is a demo of DMO Speech 2, which is a faster TTS model capable of zero-shot voice cloning.
So there you go. That sounded pretty good. And if we switch over to another voice-to-voice clone, generate audio, blazing fast, 1 second. We'll take a listen to this.
This is a demo of DMO Speech 2, which is a faster TTS model capable of zero-shot voice cloning.
So that was very fast. So as you can see, the strong points of DMO Speech 2 is that it's very fast at cloning. It sounds, I think, really good in my opinion. Sounds better than South TTS 2. And yeah, those are pretty much the two big ones. There are some settings in here that you would change, like teacher steps are the amount of generations or the amount of steps that the teacher model uses, and then the student start step is going to be when the student starts to do its own generation. So that's more of into the that's more into kind of the weeds of how it works. I can't really explain it too well. I'm not a researcher. So if you are curious, we can take a look at the archive page here, and you could read through this and kind of get a feel for how the model works behind the scenes. But I do want to try this one more time on a male voice. So let me get that set up. So once again, we'll hop into the voices. For this one, I have a dude named Fabius, also from Monster Hunter Wilds. And let me go ahead and grab his audio files. Alright, so we've got the audio file here. I actually don't have it pre-transcribed, so we'll do txt. Let's take a listen to what it says.
This must be its nest. Stay sharp. From here on out, it's do or die.
Okay. This must be its nest. From here on out, it's do or die. I think that's what it said. Okay, so there it is. This must be its nest. Stay sharp from here on out. It's do or die. So we can now generate or refresh the voices. throw him in there, generate audio, and see how this sounds. Here, what I did, refresh Fabius, and then generate audio. Let's listen.
This is a demo of DMO Speech 2, which is a faster TTS model capable of zero-shot voice cloning.
Okay, so not bad. Wouldn't say that is like great or anything like that, but it did kind of get the timbre in there. Though, like I've noticed this as well with other text-to-speech systems, and other people have noticed this as well too. But male frequencies or pitches seem to have a little bit more difficulty with text-to-speech generation, and so it seems that we are observing that here too. But I'm assuming once we're able to fine-tune this, we can get this a little bit better. But yeah, there's a bunch of settings here that you can try to play around with. Temperature, I think, changes kind of the randomness of the voice output. I think speed-wise for the timing, this temperature affects this duration predictor. And then let's try a different sentence. Let's say, what is going on today, guys? Hope everyone is doing great. Right, go ahead and generate a piece of audio for this, and let's listen.
What is going on today, guys? Hope everyone is doing great.
Okay, so I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, if you guys want to get this, if you guys want to try this out, it is all open source and ready for you guys to try out. However, this Gradio interface is going to be for the members of the channel. So if you're a member of the channel, you can find it on the members post area. Get that downloaded, and like I showed a little bit earlier, you can run it. But yeah. Alrighty, so that is the YouTube video portion of DMO Speech, I think. So you guys just got a background, you guys just got a snippet of how it looks behind the scenes when I'm recording. So yeah, maybe there'll be some stuff that I changed there. But gonna start reading some of the chats. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to shoot it on over through. And let's see what you guys have been up to in the chat. Klein, yeah, I've never used Klein. I don't like, in terms of like AI tools, I don't think I personally would use one that I'm paying per token. I'd prefer to just have a subscription that I pay for a limit. So yeah, so that I'm not going over like crazy. But let's see. Yeah, haven't tried out Claude Opus 4. Unless it's on the Claude subscription, yeah, I probably wouldn't try that out. Smooth Brain Crypto. Any info on QTI? I don't know. Let's look together. QTI, Moshi Labs. 2 hours. Well, the big thing was the models that they released. I'd have to check this out a little bit more in detail, but it looks like it's still being actively developed and worked on. The demos for QTI were good, I think, right? But I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know too much of the progress on it. So yeah. Let's see. CNR, thank you for tuning in. What's up? MAKHLWF. Hi. Are there any training scripts for new languages available? If you're talking about the one I just went over, DMO Speech, there's no training scripts for them yet. However, I think the author does plan on releasing the training scripts, so we'll just have to stay tuned for that. Do I think it has the potential to reach XTTS v2's VRAM? for maintaining good quality. I think so. I don't know why the weights take up so much space, which I think does occupies like the VRAM. So if we take a look at, well, if we go back, if DMO speech, the models are like 4 gigs large. I bet there's some trimming that could be done there. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure we could get the models working on 4 gigabytes of VRAM while maintaining the same amount of quality. User 0, do I think Kokoro is the best open source model for cloning? No. Kokoro is actually is not a model to be used for cloning. Kokoro is a model to be used for solid, just text-to-speech content. Oops, this is the wrong pre-column. This is the wrong Kokoro. Let's see, hugging face, hexgrad. Yeah, this model here is best if you just use the pre-trained voices in here. I don't think you should be fine-tuning it. Like, I'm pretty sure the author, Raven, hasn't made it fine-tunable. So yeah. The strength in Kokoro is that the model creator trained the languages or trained the voices in here very specifically with very good quality data, with very careful data curation. And so if you start fine-tuning it, you're going to get a little bit of catastrophic forgetting, or you're going to start messing up the base model. So wouldn't recommend that. Kokoro is based off of Style TTS 2. So if you want to fine-tune any language, just go to do that with Style TTS 2. I do think Kokoro is available in other languages, but yeah, you'd have to check that out. Yeah, no, I definitely think the what is it? The VRAM requirements could be cut down quite a bit for DMO Speech 2. This is pretty much just it was literally released yesterday. So if this got into the hands of optimizers, I'm pretty sure this could be optimized pretty good, pretty well. What's up, NX? Any clips? 11 Labs still the best, TBH? Well, I would agree with you, but it's not open source. So, unfortunately, we don't compare it really too much here because, yeah, like V3 11 Labs, I don't think has really been topped by anything that's been out. Like V3 is really good. Admittedly sounds very good because of the ability to use non-verbal tokens, stuff like laughter, breathing, stuff like that. But I think the open source models are like 90% of the way there. So yeah. I think GPT Sovets is better in all of the open source TTS. I really like GPT Sovets, the way that it's able to replicate some of the voices that I use, and that's mainly because my voices are from like animes and whatnot. So that is probably closer to what it was in its training data set. And then the voices I use are Japanese too. So it works best for my use case because it has things like laughter in there, sighing. So whether or not it's the best is up to your use case for sure. So yeah, Kokoro sounds really good for what it is. Like, it's super fast, sounds really good. I do think that DMO speech is faster than Kokoro. So we could verify that by testing it out. So where is this VS Code? let's go into okay, yeah, we could verify that by testing it out. So kokoro.py pip install. Alrighty, so we are going to do clear uv add kokoro. See 0.9.2. Alright, let's add that. I mean, I already have torch, I think. Okay, this is where UV gets kind of weird. I already have torch in here, I think, but it's going to install it. Whatever. We'll wait for that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get this installed here and see and compare the speed between Kokoro and DMO Speech 2. So let's get that. Let's let that finish downloading. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see all of the goodies on the screen. Let's see what else we got in chat. Chatterbox is good, but the output for any language is English. Some good models for cloning, open source, of course. Well, the big difficulty with text-to-speech is language, of course. A lot of the models are English dominant or Chinese dominant because it seems to be like a lot of the labs are either English or Chinese. So those are going to be the best ones you have for text-to-speech. But you can fine-tune some languages into those. Like I fine-tuned a French and German model in Chatterbox TTS. It also works with English. So I'd say that works really well. So you just would just need to fine-tune on that. But let's see, tips for creating data sets for new languages. Let me go ahead and whip out my Chatterbox TTS repository. Shoot. Okay, well this just finished up. Yeah, let me finish this Kokoro comparison, then we'll whip it out, and then get that going. apt-get speak ng sudo apt-get. Okay. I think that might be it. Let's try to run this. Okay. Oh. Okie dokie. So I've got to validate this. Let me go like this. Copy this token section. Boom. K pipeline. Okay, let me just export my let me export my Hugging Face token real quick. Goodbye. Export Hugging Face token equals Hugging Face token. Enter. Okay. Clear. Clear again. Okay, so I exported my token so that I can use the or download it from Hugging Face. So let's get that Kokoro model downloaded. And then I also want to add in kind of the real-time. What does RTF stand for? Real-time factor? The processing time of this. So put this in here. Oh yeah, can't find model. EN Core Web SM. Okie. Now, it's supposed to be plug and play, right? It's not plug and playing right now for me. Yeah, let me put these here. EN Core Web SM. Where does this come from? Oh no, debugging on stream. Oh no. Maybe I need Misaki. UV add Misaki. Oh boy. UV pip install. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Of course, import time. Alright, let's see if anyone has ran into this. Okay, let's try that. Oh my god, freaking UV. Not a module. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Yeah, I am using the Kokoro from the DMO folder. The error is coming. For this. So I got this running very easily on Windows. So maybe it's Windows specific, but debugging here I'm very unfamiliar with what is actually occurring. So I don't know what is being called and why it can't find it. So not only my code. Alright, what's the just my code? False. Okay. Alright, just my code false. Okay, G2P. Misaki. I think this is it right here. I think this is it. Yeah, and if you're wondering, a lot of debugging looks like this, stepping through code. It's kind of annoying. Name, if not spacey util is package. I have spacey. Ooh. Download model. Okay, so this is where Claude Code is gonna come in, because I have it isolated to which lines it's at. All right. Hello. Close terminate. Okay, Claude Code, come in. Alrighty. Okay, cool. I am debugging this repo here. I'm on WSL2. This is the error here. I've isolated it to line 8 of kokoro.py. It fails inside of fails inside of this package here at line 499, line 501. And then I think it fails inside of here, huh? Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is where all the learning happens, but there's a lot of there's unlimited learning. Sometimes I just want to hear the text-to-speech model instead of debugging for a few hours. Oh. Okay, I just found the issue, I think, myself. No module named pip. This is because we're using UV. UV add pip. Can I add pip? Okay. Okay. I might not even need Claude for this. Yes! No Claude needed. No Claude needed. Okay. Alright. We're gold. We're good. Yeah, we didn't even we didn't even need Claude. I like UV because I'm able to set up environments well, but I need to figure out the quirks. Like UV not coming with pip, I didn't know was a thing. So like normally you can do like UV like pip, right? But UV pip doesn't exist inside of UV or the environment itself. Okay. Done. Cool. We got that. I'm excited, you know. Alrighty. It's literally just missing pip. Wow. I thought the reason I didn't install pip was because I thought UV had pip, but it does have pip, but it's just not in the virtual environment itself. Cool. Alright, that done. Let me go ahead and turn off. Hey, Licorice, thank you for coming in and supporting the channel. Very much appreciate it. Thank you for becoming a member. There is a Gradio interface that I released with membership today, so if you want to take a look at that, you definitely can. I'm going to remove this, true, and start closing out all of these windows because I hate having 5 billion windows open. Okay. Can we just get this going? Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, so I didn't even need Cloud Code here, so I just needed to like look at the terminal itself. Where should I put the while loop at? Generator, enumerate, while true, input equals, press enter to continue. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we can compare the RTF of Kokoro versus DMO Speech 2. Oh wait. The generator is finished, right? So we can't do that. Is there a way to not return it as back as a generator? Yield. You can use generator after TTS has delivered. I think I would need to reinstantiate the generator each time, which I don't think actually gives me the correct speed for Kokoro, right? Because I had to reinstantiate the generator. Oh my god. Okay, we can do that. But the start time needs to be reset. Go here. Okay. Alright, we'll just, reinstantiate the generator. I don't think it adds too much to the time. Okay, so Kokoro, aka Style TTS2, is giving us a processing time of 0.15 seconds, which is very fast, right? So that is very fast. So DMO speech I'm gonna copy this. So let's say, so 15 seconds to output audio. And it sounds like this.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Despite its lightweight architecture, it delivers comparable quality to larger models while being significantly faster and more cost-efficient. With Apache-licensed weights, Kokoro can be deployed anywhere from production environments to personal projects.
Okay, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. So that was generated in like 0.15 seconds. So we'll pop on open the audio. Pop this open here. And I'll use the same text. Kokoro. We'll actually use this as relative path. Reference audio equals, and then ref text. Slap this in here. Ideally, we wouldn't want to use the reference text as the generation text, but we're gonna do that anyways here. What's up, Imperium? Thank you for tuning in. Currently, right now, we are just testing out the difference between DMO Speech and Kokoro TTS. I'm thinking DMO Speech, it's just got released, or DMO Speech 2, is going to be a newer, faster, open source repository that could possibly replace Style TTS 2 and maybe Kokoro if it gets fine-tuned well enough. So this is processing in 0.34 seconds, which takes twice as long as Kokoro, but it's kind of negligible at these speeds right now. I'm gonna run into an issue here. What's happening is it's outputting 14 seconds of audio, but the reference audio is actually 20 seconds long. So when we listen to this, it's probably gonna be sped up. So let's take a listen.
Deployed any from production environments to personal projects. Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million known parameters.
Okay, so yeah, that's because of an issue with F5 TTS. The prompt audio plus the output audio needs to fall within 30 seconds or something like that. So we got to change this up a little bit real quick. Let me whip out Audacity to cut up the file here. And I'm not gonna busy with changing OBS so that you guys can see Audacity and how I cut it. So I'm gonna just be doing this off of the screen for a second.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters.
Alright, I'm gonna cut it there.
Despite
Split. Okay, we've got this in here now. Here's the output, much shorter.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters.
Alright, so this is going to be the reference text. And now we can do a comparison. So let me just... Yeah, we could probably run both of them, actually. Let me do 2 terminals. Split terminals. UV run Kokoro. UV run generate audio. Okay, so I'm up on the screen here. And we've got both of them. So Here we've got Kokoro on the left-hand side here. It's generating in 0.16 seconds. Specify the reduction dim. Alright, what did I do wrong here?
Kokoro.
Oh. Shoot. I overwrote it with the... operating at like 100 miles per hour right now because I was supposed to be done with streaming in 15 minutes, but we might go a little longer. We'll see. All right, let me relaunch this with 2. Okay, so just a synopsis of what we have going on here. On the we've got Kokoro TTS, and then we've got DMO Speech 2 here. On the left-hand side is the Kokoro inference. On the right-hand side is the DMO Speech 2 inference. So DMO Speech 2 is taking about 0.37 seconds to process the audio at the current settings that I have. And then Kokoro is taking about 0.15 seconds. So about twice as long to generate with DMO Speech. So now we can compare the audio output sounds. So here is DMO Speech.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Despite its lightweight architecture, it delivers comparable quality to larger models while being significantly faster and more cost-efficient. With Apache-licensed weights, Kokoro can be deployed anywhere from production environments to personal projects.
And then DMO Speech.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Despite its lightweight architecture, it delivers comparable quality to larger models while being significantly faster and more cost-efficient. With Apache-licensed weights, a Kokoro CK Okakofry can be deployed anywhere from production environments to personal projects.
Okay, so that didn't sound too bad, but it kind of messed up here because of the symbols. So let me change that. I do think that Kokoro sounds better here. I don't think that changing this is going to really do much, because the DMO Speech is a little slow. Now there is a setting that we can change to make it a little bit faster. So what I'm gonna do is this DP soft max. I think it's this one. Yeah, DP soft max. Or here, let's just do duration. And cheat a little bit just to compare how it sounds with 20 seconds. So let me go ahead and get this up and running again. Imperium, is it possible to make real-time speech to text and TTS, which will work like Open Voice AI, Open Voice Agent on CPU? Unfortunately, I'd say no. Not on CPU. Definitely GPU. I think we could pipeline something together for that. But CPU is going to be very slow, unfortunately. Oh, wait a second. 20 duration. Shoot. It's not in seconds, is it? Shoot. Predict duration. What is it? Oh, how much is a frame? Okay. Okay, it's gonna return it back. Okay, let's just say, okay, we can extrapolate this. So 20 produced 0.20 seconds here. So what does that mean? 100 frames is going to produce 1 second. So we could just say 2,000 frames from the mental math there. So, all right, let's run that here. Which text to speech is better for narration style audio? Dia or GPT Solvits? I would say neither. I would say if you want narration style audio, go with Chatterbox TTS or this current one, DMO Speech or F5 TTS. Oh, my camera died. You guys can't see me, huh? Interesting. Let me change my battery real quick. Lion Ryan, what are you doing popping in here? You should be working out. Hey, I was supposed to finish streaming because I wanted to work out. I was supposed to only stream for like an hour 30 because I wanted to work out. But we'll get a quick one in today before I leave for work. Chatterbox fine tunable? Yes, Chatterbox is fine tunable. For a specific voice, though, I haven't tried it because you need to fine tune the speech to text or the S2 Gen model. So I would say it's best as a zero shot model. All right, so here we are back with the comparison. So once again, just a summary of what I've been doing. On the left side, we have Kokoro. On the right side, we have DMO speech. As you can see, Kokoro is generating in like, 0.15 seconds. DMO speech is generating close to 0.31, 0.3 seconds. So here is now the audio sample. We're going to play Kokoro first, and then we'll play DMO speech second. So here it is.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Despite its lightweight architecture, it delivers comparable quality to larger models while being significantly faster and more cost-efficient. With Apache-licensed weights, Kokoro can be deployed anywhere from production environments to personal projects. Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Despite its lightweight architecture, it delivers comparable quality to larger models while being significantly faster and more cost-efficient. With Apache-licensed weights, Kokoro can be deployed anywhere from production environments to personal projects.
Okay, so not bad, not bad.
Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters. Kokoro is an open-weight TTS model with 82 million parameters.
Yeah, Kokoro sounds much better here. However, we do have to keep in mind that DMO speech is zero-shotting the voice. And so if we can fine-tune it on the same data as Kokoro, I assume that we can get it sounding much better and much closer and much more accurate. So, yeah. We'll have to wait until the fine-tuning comes out, but so far, DMO speech, it's very fast. I don't think it sounded much more, I don't think it sounded much worse than Kokoro. And we'll have to see when fine-tuning comes around. Fine-tuning comes around. 日本語の勉強はどうJPD や JPD やれ聞いた No, I haven't done it yet. I have 660カードを残しています But we'll get back there. We'll get back there. We'll get back there eventually. But yeah, so far that's the comparison. Um, da-da-da-dum. Oh yeah, CNR games. I hope that DMO doesn't require to retrain a fine-tuned model from scratch. I don't think so. Well, okay. F5 TTS, okay, maybe it will. It might, because we need a different F5 TTS teacher model to train it. Um, so I can't say that. I can't say that. Um, but yeah, we'll see once the training code gets released. But yeah, like I said, if you want to try out the Gradio interface that I have for this repository, it is available for members on the channel. All members are going to get access to this. I will just release a quick package version of this too, so that uh, you know, you guys can try this out without having to download all of these stuff on there. So yeah, you know, if you don't want to become a member of the channel and you just want the code, well, here, I'll show you guys how the Gradio interface is I'll scroll through this real quick. So there it is, there it is, there it is. Here, hold on, Alt Z. All right, there it is, guys. There it is. That is how the script looks. So it is only 147 lines of code, but if you're a member of the channel, you can get this on the members area. So, yeah. Lion Ryan. 頑張れ、肉トレーニングやってないし、日本語の勉強やってないし、ジャド君。Hey! What are you talking about? We'll get there. クソ野郎。Of course, great big tree hugger. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I try my best. I try my best. Let's see. Does DMO require retraining the whole model like F5 TTS? So, if we take a look at DMO, I'm gonna butcher the way it's explained. But DMO has kind of two models built into it, where, hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. So the way that DMO is kind of formulated is that it has like this. The way I understand it is it has a teacher model that trains like this student model, and it does that in a loop to to work, but that is probably not how it works. So I'm pretty sure we could throw this into a chat GPT and get a nice little explanation on how this works in better terms. So we could actually just use Claude. How does this work here? Here, let's actually stop that. Why is it frozen on my screen? Here, we could copy more of this. Say Can you explain how the model gets trained in this paper? Okay, so the overall explanation is it's oh, you can't see it, huh? The overall, it says overall architecture is it's got a teacher teacher model, student generator, and duration predictor. So the student generator is a kind of a distilled model of F5 TTS, but the claim from the paper is that the student generator is able to generate outputs that are better than the teacher model. And so it says that we've got the duration predictor, which is trained with reinforcement learning here. And so this seems like to be the technical details of all the architecture, but and then for inference, we kind of have three different ways that we can generate with. We can generate with teacher only. We could generate with teacher and student, or we can generate with student only. And so if we take a look at the generation inference call here, we've got like the teacher steps, we got the student steps that we can change to specify kind of in the different ways that we generate audio with. And so I guess those would be kind of your quality sliders. I hope to be able to like make it a little bit more simple in my, to me at least, to explain to myself like kind of how it works. But the demo, the Jupyter demo has kind of the different comparisons between the sampling configurations. So those were the teacher and student steps that were talked about a little bit earlier. So because, long story short, CNR Games, because the model requires that because the overall architecture requires that the student model learns from the teacher model, we are probably going to require that F5 TTS or the entire model gets retrained like F5 TTS. That would be my assumption. Either it completely retrained or heavily fine-tuned. I would say heavily fine-tuned. But yeah, I think that I wanted to go over this model because I think it's fantastic for how fast it is, how the zero-shot quality of it is great. It's very similar to F5 TTS because it's basically a distilled version of F5 TTS, but just much faster. So any questions in the audience out there before before I continue on, or anything you'd like to see? But yeah, if there's any questions, feel free to shoot it on over. I will just be wrapping up the stream here as I've got some other things that I'd like to go do. Maybe some pull-ups and push-ups that I'd like to go do before I gotta head to work. But yeah, no, definitely it's magic on how it works. A lot of this is black magic. I do want to say that there are some things that I want to work on. I think what I want to, I've been kind of thinking like, what do I want to work on? I'm kind of not in the mood right now to go heavy into the audiobook maker. I've been getting more interested once again into the AI agents. So with that, like, you know, the other day we had, or the other week, like last week, we had like the Grok Annie release. We had that. So I was like, I feel like we could make a better one that's local, maybe, maybe something like that. So it got to me thinking like, all right, well, maybe for content, and just for personal interest, I've really been wanting to make a, once again, a Neurosama replica. Like, if you guys aren't aware of what Neurosama is, it is basically this AI VTuber. Let me close out of these. Neurosama. So Neurosama is this AI VTuber. It's like the most popular female streamer on Twitch, quote unquote. And so, like, just looking at the technology that it works, it seems to be, you would think that it's really simple. Well, not really simple, but doable. Like, okay, we have an LLM that takes in text, generates text, and then we've got audio that comes out, and you know, you got that in a loop where it's talking and stuff like that to the audience. You just have to pipeline all of that in together. So I understand that, but there are some other areas of like Neurosama that I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. How does Beetle do it to have the model like be able to play video games? How does it make decisions? How does it text on Discord? Like, how does it do all of these different integrations? How do we have evil Neurosama? How do we have the regular Neurosama? How do they all collaborate and connect? This is some cool stuff that I think Beetle is doing, and there's a lot of tech behind it and a lot of different pipelines that I'm curious as to how it works. So I think to do this, we're gonna do the engineering thing, probably on stream, where I build out, you know, a list of project requirements. So yeah, for any project, you want to have a bunch of project requirements that you build out. So we could actually probably do a little bit of that here. Maybe I won't even work out today. Maybe I'll just freaking build requirements for freaking neuroclone. But let's cd out of this. We'll CLS. We'll make a directory. Let's say neuroclone. cd neuroclone cursor. Sorry, so we've got this neuroclone repo or project here, and yeah, so we could start building out, you know, our requirements here. We do require project rex dot, let's do md, and yeah, MW to want to run the project on the laptop, don't have space to install dependencies. That is the unfortunate reality of a lot of these AI tools. There's so many different freaking dependencies, so much downloads you gotta do. So yeah, I understand ya. Definitely understand. Blood Mage, thank you for tuning in. Just vibes. Milk Mandan. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. It was you know, I don't want to dox the name on live stream, but it was like Ben, right? Thank you for saying hi to me. That was a shock to me, getting noticed at freaking HoloLive Dodgers night. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, well, this is the first for me. So yeah, thanks for coming up and saying hi. That was a pleasant surprise for me, and I was very happy that you came up and said it. When I heard my name being called in the freaking shop, I was like, huh? Someone knows me here. I was like, whoa. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Hope everything's doing well. You know, we didn't get much time to chit chat, but yeah, glad to see you tuning in to the live stream, and hopefully I'll be here a little bit more. So if you just tuned in, early in the live stream, I went over just some text-to-speech stuff. So a new repository was released called DMO Speech 2, which is a faster text-to-speech engine that works very well. Currently, right now, what I've divulged into is a future plan for what I would like to do, and that is a neuroclone. So we've got like this new repo here where I would list out some of the project requirements. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you just want to watch the archive as well too, I'll be what is it? I'll be wrapping up soon here. I was supposed to wrap up 9 minutes ago, but I got a little distracted. But you know, that's how we do things here. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I think there's a lot of people working on this type of stuff, but it's everyone's got their own unique flair to it and whatnot. So always cool to see what people have that they're coming up with. And that's why, you know, I'm like, okay, there's so many people creating these agents, but I just want to see how it works, which is, you know, why I would be trying to make my own. So, but if we kind of go back, if we go into what I'm trying to build out here, like Neurosama has some project requirements, right? So Neurosama plan. So we have our you know, must-haves, right? We have our would be nices, and then what do we have here? I don't know what goes in the middle, right? It should be like should haves. So what we must have is some type of TTS engine. You need some type of LLM. You need some type of VTuber model. And based off of the VTuber model, we should have voice synced with mouth. Would be nice. Voice syncs with model movement. VTuber. Probably do something like live 2D, right? Live 2D. LLM. And then, so yeah, this is pretty much the bare bones. Neurosama is an AI VTuber on Twitch. That is popular. Popular to say the least. So yeah, for our must-haves, we should have our should-haves, would-be nices. Got TTS engine, LLM, and then reading chat. I think that's pretty much it, right? For the must-haves. Should-haves. Let's see. A decision mechanism for choosing chats. Should have continuous dialogue, right? Would be nice. Discord chatting. For like a AI VTuber, right? Discord chatting would be kind of cool. This would probably be like just to me, or just to a personal Discord group. I have to look at how Discord works for that. Voice syncs. Oh, should be able to grab images on the screen and grab images on the screen and what's it? Analyze them. Probably use something like GPT-4 for vision for that, or GPT-4o, something like that. LLM, and specifically an LLM that can make decisions, right? Decisions. And this is where things get a little crazy with like the whole project scope. So we have an LLM. We'd like to have an LLM that can make decisions. And then there should also be like a conversational. So like a brains, the brains, and then like we should have like the conversationalist. That's probably just a word. The LM part that talks. So we're going with the premise that Neurosama is like 99% automated. There might be a few buttons that maybe Vito clicks that allows it to that allows her to work better, but for the most part, I think it's mostly automated. And this is kind of my interpretation of it. So. Yeah, for the LLM, there are good models like Co-SR for consistent and live person like replies. Oh, okay. Going to add that in here. Now, the difficulty with you might just think that, okay, we could just have an LLM that reads chat and responds back in an AI voice. We could just do that. That's like the simple part of it. The difficult part of it becomes the decision-making process. And so I don't know what models out there that we can run locally that do decision-making. Like, I think it has to be OpenAI or other commercial model that can do function calling, because aka function calling, because it needs to be able to figure out like it needs to be able to do like image grabbing, maybe analyze the screen, needs to call different functions. I don't think models have what is it? I don't think there's a lot of local models that have good function calling, but I also haven't looked at it in a while. When I was trying to do this about half a year ago, I was trying to find a good local model that could do accurate function calling, and the only one that could really do it were the commercial models. So even DeepSeek, I think DeepSeek can do it. It's just, it's too big, too big to run locally. What's up, Johnny? Thank you for tuning in. Just currently running through a neuro clone for like project requirements. These are the project requirements for it. Subject to adjustment. Subject to adjustment. Strongly recommend taking a look at the natural language cognitive architecture of David Shapiro. I did see that back when he was making it. I never really got too much deeper into it. Maybe I'll take a look at it just to see if it's different from what I remember. Was it natural language cognitive architecture? If it has been if it's been developed, yeah, this was a while ago. What is it? We've got a, what is it? Environment context corpus shared data database. Oh, that also reminds me, it needs, okay, so yes, we need to have what is it called? Vector database databasing for memories, right? Something like that. And a way to prioritize memories. So this is getting into areas like that I'm not too familiar with, but kind of understand the concept of it. So I'd have to look into it. So like really the easiest part of this is what I already have solved, which is TTS engines. Like I pretty much know how I would incorporate the text-to-speech engine, so that is solved. VTuber model, we could use any VTuber model, to be honest. reading chat. I feel like via I don't know, like YouTube API or Twitch API. So yeah, needs to be able to do that. I was like, I did have a Neurosama project that I was working on, but you know, sometimes if it's been a while since I've developed on some type of code, I just want to start from scratch. So let me see. I've got my ASR, LLM, and then TTS. Oh yeah. I need to have a ASR engine to understand me. Okay. All right. So what else do we got? Approach used in multiple models. One for roleplay, other for tooling vision, and Python also. Oh yeah. No, that's what I was saying. The difficulty of this. So I wanted to try to do this all locally. The difficulty with doing this all locally is multi-agents require multiple models, and that requires lots of VRAM. So on my measly 24 gigabytes of VRAM, you might say, wow, measly, but yes, for a project like this, it's not feasible. So that's why I would probably use like a commercial model for the brains for the function calling, and then probably also for OpenAI for analysis. Yeah, voice syncs. Yeah. For something to run something like a Neurosama clone, I think you would need a lot more VRAM than 24 gigabytes. The big thing, if you could get a decision model for 12 gigabytes of VRAM, I think we'd be fine here, because you could run like some 7 billion parameter quantized models for the speech model, but the big one is making the decisions. So the brain, quote unquote, needs to be the biggest component of such a agent, and so that's why I would, outsource the brains to something commercial. OpenAI is actually relatively cheap for their smallest model, and I think that one would be more than sufficient for it. Yeah, the real difficulty is the money. I mean, but what isn't, right? So that's the biggest thing is, okay, well, if you want to run this locally, the biggest thing, if we could find a local LLM that can accurately make decisions for what functions to call, what tools to run, what to grab, let's say even 48 gigabytes of VRAM, we could do all of this on something like an RTX 6000 Ada, right? Like that one is out, and that GPU costs, well, it costs a whopping 10K. So, excuse me. RTX 6000 Ada Pro. This is their latest version. Comes with 96 gigabytes of VRAM, I think. Not even this one. 96 gigabytes of VRAM. Yeah. We could get this. Yeah. Wow, $9,500. So, that's a little big, huh? So we could do that, but wouldn't really recommend that. Well, unless you want to run it all locally. But like I said, yeah, if we could get one at 48 gigabytes, I think we could do it. I think it would work. But yeah, let's see, 4090, yeah, definitely can run roleplay. LLM for tooling. Let's see. So if you can run it on a 4090, that would be very solid. So I guess we would be, well, yeah, we'll have to take a look at this, what the COS-er. Also, you're running it on, oh, we got some OF stuff in here. Imagine the type of market that I'm trying to reach. Well, hey, you're probably going to be needing to make very accurate decisions with that, I'd assume. Maybe calling different types of like diffusion models and all of those different types of tools. So yeah, I can very much imagine the there's a lot of science that goes behind that, believe it or not, for some people. Alrighty, but what else? Must-haves: ASR, TTS, reading chat, the brains, conversationalist, vector database for memories, voice syncs, decision mechanisms for choosing chat, continuous dialogue, voice syncs and model, Discord chatting, just to a personal group. But yeah, I think maybe this is it. Oh, I was like, I think I can. Before I go, let me see. Let me see. Have you guys, here, let me show you guys this kind of game that is demoed and released. So let me pull it up. So I want to show you guys this kind of proof of concept for some of these models. I think this one was done well. It's getting cold in here. Let's see. Let me turn off my AC. Okay. So okay, so we've got like this game here. This is like a proof of concept game for AI agents running in games, right? So I'll just show you guys this as a quick demo. I was playing this a little bit the other day. We'll accept this emergency call. Let's see if we can. See if we can get this.
Looks like the power's on, but
Oh, I don't think you guys can hear. Let me see. Okay,
Looks
so
like the power
this is
on, but-
a game that's being released by a studio.
Initiate
it's
system
basically-
calibration.
An agent that we can talk to.
Doesn't look like I've got many options. Connect to Star Portal 404. Right, let's not bother with specifics. Relay emergency
wait for
broadcast
the-
on all available frequencies. So that should be enough to get my distress call out. Time to get your wings on.
Okay, so here's the part where we can start to speak to
Looks
her.
like we're good to go. This is an emergency distress call, broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this, please respond immediately. Okay. Now to see if anyone picks up the signal.
Alright, and then we can, like, talk to her. So, this game is called Whispers from a Star? Whispers from the Star. It's in demo right now. They're currently gathering, like, feedback on it. I think it's a unique concept for how these AI agents will be incorporated into games in the future. But let's respond to Stella here. Hello, hello, hello. Checking from Earth. This is Jared tuning in. How can I help? So you can see it transmits message, and then she'll speak back.
Jared? From Earth? You actually picked up my signal?
But the animation here
This
is
is
pretty
a lot
nice,
to process right
in
now.
my opinion.
How did you manage to receive my distress call? I wasn't even sure if anyone would hear me out here.
Just some rogue signals, but we were able to capture you on our frequencies here. What is your situation, and how can we get you out of there?
Right. Well, I'm currently trapped in my life pod. The hatch is jammed after landing, and I haven't been able to get it open. I've got some basic tools with me, but I'm not sure where to start. Do you have any ideas on how I might be able to get this door unstuck?
Can you try to blow it up?
I don't think that's a good idea. The pod's already compromised from the landing, and using explosives could damage the structural integrity or even hurt me. There has to be a safer way. Maybe we could look at the door's mechanism or see if there's another point of entry.
Okay, what ideas do you have? Maybe we could try to, like, drill open the door, perhaps. And no, this is all, like, it's sending my response to
Let me
the
check what
cloud.
I've got.
And then I guess
There's
it generates
a pistol
and then
grip
sends
drill
it
in
back
here
to me.
somewhere.
This is pretty cool. Like, she'll leave the screen and do some, of the actions. And then she'll come back. I don't know if we want to ask that, Johnny.
Okay,
You
I've got
could,
it.
in your
The
playthrough,
door's
if you would
made
like.
of some heavy-duty material, though. I'm not sure if this drill is strong enough to make a dent. Maybe we could use it to remove some of the panels around the door instead? That might give us a better look at what's going on with the mechanism.
Go ahead and, well, if there are screws around the door, you could probably try to drill them out. Well, you should try to do that instead, so try that. Try that out, maybe.
Okay, I'll try drilling out the screws around the door frame.
Hey, you never know. Yeah, I think games like this are going to be very interactive in the future. And it's only going to get better.
Let's see if that gives us any movement. It's slow going, the screws are really stuck in there. But I managed to get a couple out. The panel's loose now, at least. There's some wiring and a hydraulic piston behind it, I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at yet.
Yeah, definitely an interesting concept. I would love to see this developed out more and see how we can get through and maybe create entire games out of this. I mean, this is going to be an entire game, so that's their hopes with it. Okay, cool. Well, continue progressing. Maybe we can try to get through the doors, so I'd give that another try. I definitely... Yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep working on it. I think we're onto something here. This could be my way out. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I really appreciate your help. I'm going to give it a shot now.
Okay, and then yeah, it'll go back into kind of like this text chat. End the video chat, and she'll respond back with what happened, whether she died or not. And there's more parts to this. So I assume you could go try this out. I think it's on Steam right now in demo format. There is more, but the only issue is that we kind of have to wait a little bit for the decision makings. Yeah, so it worked. I was able to bypass all the wiring. The hatch isn't open. And you can listen to it. Oh. And then accept the new video chat.
I'm alive! I honestly thought I was done for. This is Gaia.
So
It is
obviously,
so surreal that I am standing here.
obviously the voice here, I think, is
This is wild.
pre-recorded.
No. The others... There was this solar storm, and it was just so much worse than we expected.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy Pot? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Right now, currently, I was doing some TTS earlier. I'm showing off kind of like this game, this AI interactive game where you can interact with the character and kind of talk them through, escaping and whatnot. And yeah, just kind of wanted to show it off real quick, just give like a quick little demo of it. I think it's really neat. You can click to respond and talk to her, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I do have a Discord channel. I'll let you know. I am not too active, so I try my best, but there's a lot of things that I got to keep up with. So Discord isn't unfortunately one of them. Yeah, the W Okada voice thing is what I did. But Douglas, if they're a small company, yeah, I hope so too. But I heard the company behind this is Anuthacon. I think some of the guys on there worked for the ones who made Genshin Impact. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of popular to say as an understatement. But yeah, Solar Storm, I definitely don't think anyone would be alive. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off here, and that as the little demo. So that's gonna be it. I do have to leave out of here, so I just wanted to show that because I think that is a very cool demo of interactive gameplay with a video game. And I was like, I don't play Genshin, but I like to use some of the voices as demonstrations, as I think their voice acting is great. But yeah, definitely curious as how they would balance that, because I don't know what voice model they're using. I do think the voices sound fairly good. Not gonna lie, but it could be a fine-tuned model. It could be that the expressivity of the voice during the dialogue I think is good, but Yeah, most AI companies right now, I think, are burning a lot of money in order to to get them going. But I definitely want to see that. Um, definitely want to see this game um, get larger and thrive. I think it'll pave kind of a way for like interactive games in the future. Because if you take a look at like the visual novel space, that's a pretty big space. I think we'll get something like that um, in the near future for this. Yeah, yeah, it definitely would need to be something like a subscription. I don't play too many gotcha games either. There's one gotcha game that I play on my phone. It's called Princess Reconnect. It's about it, but I don't really spend too much money on there. Or at least I haven't in like many years. Should you buy a keyboard from Temu? Mm, I don't know. That's kind of up to you. If it's affordable enough, I mean, you could try a few keyboards from Temu, but I don't really buy from Temu, so can't. Excuse me. I can't really give you any reviews on it. But but Exos, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Um, I would just go buy one from your local store or Amazon. I know Amazon is kind of, the reviews on Amazon are kind of vary nowadays. Like some people think like they're just bot reviews on Amazon, which I definitely think there are some, but my keyboard right here is from Amazon, and um it was like 40 bucks. I think it has lasted for many years, so. Oh yeah, I was supposed to do this a little bit earlier, but some tips on creating data sets. Um, there are, I guess this will be the last thing that I kind of answer before I end the live stream. So, thank you for guys all for tuning in. But just some tips for creating data sets. The number one thing is you want to make sure that your audio matches with your transcription. So if you're trying to make a text-to-speech data set, this is specifically for text-to-speech, if your, let's say your audio um, is transcribed incorrectly because of like whisper or something like that, the text-to-speech model that you're training is going to learn that incorrect way of speaking audio, and it's going to mess with your text-to-speech outputs in the long run. So that's number one. You want to make sure that your text-to-speech is as accurate as possible. Number two would be to remove audio samples that are that have background noise or two speakers in there. So there are some pipelines that you can do to kind of get that going. So you can try that out. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, Jimmy Pa, Billy Pa. Let's see, do some stream tips for viewers. I would be, I don't know if I'm the one to really ask for stream tips. I've only been streaming, oh, it's only been twice this week so far. But yeah, maybe if I get some time, I could probably mention it. But really, it's just being able to, show something that's interesting on stream and talk about it, I think. But sorry, I got distracted. And then number three for data sets would be like remove background audio with tools like UVR or anything that can split audio stems. So to remove like instrumentals or background music. Definitely don't want to be training with background music in the text-to-speech audio, unless that's what you want. So those are the 3 points. It would be make sure your transcriptions match your audio. Number two, make sure you filter out any bad audio that maybe has two speakers or weird background sounds. And number three, remove background music, possibly with like UVR or something like that. So, yeah. But regardless, that is, I think, going to be it, guys. I very much appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all of the chatters who came in and asked questions and interacted with me. It has made the time fly by super fast. And I'll be making a video covering the beginning portion of the stream where I went over how you could install the DMO Speech 2 to get it running on your own computers. And yeah, that is going to be it. So see you later, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, goodbye. I'll see you guys sometime later.